It all started when Alex decided to do something simple, go grocery shopping. Sounds easy, right? Wrong. Alex had a talent for turning normal errands into chaotic adventures. He grabbed a cart and started down the first aisle, feeling confident. That confidence lasted until he tried to reach the top shelf for a box of cereal. He jumped, stretched, and missed. The box fell and hit the back of his head. Ow. Seriously, he muttered, rubbing the spot while other shoppers stared. Trying to recover, he grabbed another box, this time slightly smaller, and kept walking. But somehow, he managed to crash into a display of canned beans. Cans toppled everywhere, rolling like little metal bullets. One hit a lady's foot. "Watch it," she yelled. Alex apologized, red-faced, but the lady kept glaring at him like he'd personally ruined her week. He thought it couldn't get worse. Then he spotted a free sample stand. Perfect. He reached for a tiny sample cup of yogurt, tried to sip, and sneezed at the exact wrong moment. Yogurt went everywhere, on his shirt, the floor, and somehow, onto a man in a suit who looked very important. The man just stared at him, horrified, and Alex wanted to disappear into the freezer section. By the time he got to the checkout line, his cart was half empty, half destroyed. A loaf of bread had a dent, the bag of apples was squished, and somehow, a stray orange had rolled onto the conveyor belt. The cashier raised an eyebrow. Rough day? Alex just nodded. You could say that. Then came the final blow. As he tried to pay, his card got declined. What? No, I have money, he insisted. The card machine didn't care. People in line started sighing. Alex's phone buzzed. He'd forgotten to transfer money from his other account. Classic Alex. He left the store empty-handed, carrying nothing but his pride and a single dented orange he refused to abandon. He walked home, muttering to himself about how normal people could do grocery shopping without creating a disaster zone. And the orange? Somehow, it rolled off the counter when he got home and hit the cat in the head. The cat gave him a look of betrayal. Alex sighed. Maybe next time, I'll just order delivery. After the disastrous grocery trip, Alex decided it was finally time to cook a proper meal at home. How hard could it be? He had ingredients, a recipe, and, well, enthusiasm. That had to count for something. First, he tried chopping vegetables. Simple enough, right? Wrong. Somehow, the carrot he was slicing slipped and went flying across the kitchen, narrowly missing his phone and hitting the wall with a loud thump. I swear it has a mind of its own, he muttered, picking it up. The cat from earlier watched silently, clearly judging him. Next, he boiled water for pasta. He forgot to put the lid on the pot. Suddenly, the water started boiling over, splashing onto the counter. Alex yelped and tried to grab a towel, but it slipped out of his hands and fell directly into the pot. Steam engulfed him, making him cough violently. By the time he could breathe again, the pasta was half stuck to the pot. Thinking he was finally making progress, Alex added sauce to the pan. Except he grabbed the sugar instead of the salt. One taste later, and his face twisted in horror. This is dessert pasta? The cat sniffed cautiously and walked away in disgust. Determined not to fail completely, he tried to make a salad on the side. But while washing the lettuce, he dropped the whole bowl into the sink, splashing water everywhere. He slipped on the wet floor, flailed dramatically, and landed on his butt. His phone, miraculously, survived again, but he wasn't so sure about his dignity. Finally, after what felt like hours of chaos, Alex plated the meal. It looked edible. Barely. He sat down at the table, took a deep breath, and took a bite. It was salty, a little sweet, and mostly chaotic, but somehow, he survived it. The cat jumped onto the counter, sniffed suspiciously, and walked away. Alex leaned back, exhausted. Next time, he said, I'm ordering pizza. Just then, his phone buzzed with a notification. It was a coupon for a new cooking class. Alex stared at it, sighed, and muttered, why does the universe hate me? And that's when the orange from yesterday rolled across the floor again. Alex groaned. The cat stared. Chaos, apparently, was never ending. The next day, Alex decided to clean his apartment. Surely, that was safe. How much trouble could cleaning cause? A lot, apparently. He started with the vacuum cleaner. Easy, right? Except somehow, the cord wrapped around his foot. He tripped, flailed, and knocked over a lamp. The cat hissed and bolted under the couch. I'm fine. Alex yelled to no one, dusting himself off. He tried mopping next. He got a little too generous with the soapy water. Within minutes, the floor was slick like an ice rink. He slipped, landed on his back, and stared at the ceiling, wondering how he managed to turn cleaning into a near-death experience. Then came laundry. He accidentally left a red sock in with his whites. His favorite shirt came out pink. He groaned. The cat sat on the pile of laundry, looking smug. By the time Alex was done, the apartment looked somewhat cleaner, but he was bruised, sweaty, and traumatized. I think dirt is fine. Dirt builds character, he muttered. The cat meowed in agreement, or maybe judgment. Alex thought public transit would be safer. No cooking, no cleaning, no slipping. Just sitting. He got on the bus, sat down, and relaxed. For about 2 minutes. Then, the bus hit a bump, and Alex spilled coffee all over his pants. People stared as he tried to dab at it with a napkin. At the next stop, he tried to pull the cord for his stop but tugged too early. The bus driver shouted, "Not yet." Alex sank into his seat, mortified. When he finally got off, he realized he'd gone the wrong way entirely. He sighed, waiting for another bus. Just then, a guy nearby pulled out a giant sandwich, and the smell made Alex's stomach growl loudly. The sandwich guy glared at him. Alex muttered, "I wasn't staring at it." By the time he got home, he swore never to ride the bus again. The orange rolled across the floor as if mocking him. Alex decided maybe it was time to get in shape. Exercise couldn't possibly betray him, right? Wrong again. At the gym, he tried the treadmill first. He started at a slow jog. Then, in a burst of ambition, he pressed the speed button. Big mistake. The treadmill shot forward. Alex's legs spun like a cartoon, and then bam! He flew off the back, landing in a heap. People gasped. "I'm fine," he insisted, crawling away. He tried yoga next. The instructor told everyone to breathe and stretch. Alex toppled over like a tree and knocked into the person next to him. Sorry, he said, untangling himself. Then came sit-ups. He managed 3 before groaning in pain and giving up. The cat probably could have done better. Alex went home, lay on the couch, and declared exercise is dangerous. Desperate for peace, Alex tried relaxing at home. He made tea, lit a candle, and turned on calming music. Perfect. Until he spilled hot tea on his lap. Ow! 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 He yelled, hopping around. He grabbed a towel, but the candle got knocked over. He blew on it so hard he almost passed out. Finally, he sat back down, exhausted, only to realize the tea had spilled onto his laptop. He sighed, ordered pizza, and swore off relaxation forever. Alex finally decided to upgrade his phone and laptop. He figured, how bad could this be? First, he tried setting up his new phone. He transferred his data but somehow managed to duplicate every single contact 3 times. His mom's number? Saved his mom, mom 2, and mom final. Then came Wi-Fi. He tried to connect, but he couldn't remember the password. He typed in the wrong one so many times that the router locked him out. Frustrated, he called customer support. He got transferred 5 times, explained the problem 5 times, and ended up with his internet still broken. Meanwhile, his laptop decided to update itself right in the middle of his panic. The screen flashed, installing updates, 1%. 2 hours later, it was at 2%. Alex put his head in his hands. The cat walked across the keyboard, somehow opening 12 random apps. By the end of the day, Alex's brand new tech setup looked like it had been cursed. He gave up and scrolled through his phone on mobile data, muttering, maybe technology just hates me. After the disaster with the technology, Alex's friend decided he needed a little break from screens and social media and invited him to a small party. Alex was nervous, scratch that, terrified. His brain kept running through every possible I'll embarrass myself scenario on loop, like a bad sitcom that wouldn't stop. But his friend waved off his worries with a confident, "You'll be fine. Trust me." Famous last words. The night began on a rocky note. Alex's GPS seemed to have a personal grudge against him and led him to the completely wrong house. By the time he finally arrived, sweating, flustered, and muttering to himself, the party was already in full swing. People were deep into small talk, passing chips, and negotiating dip territory like it was international diplomacy. Trying to look calm and collected, Alex grabbed a drink. Unfortunately, looking calm for Alex was about as easy as juggling flaming marshmallows. He tripped over literally nothing, sending soda flying all over someone's brand new designer shoes. Sorry. I didn't see the, oh no, he stammered. The shoe owner gave him a look so sharp it could have cut glass. Alex considered running for cover. Determined to recover, he dove into small talk. A girl with sparkling earrings leaned over and asked, "So, what do you do for fun?" Alex froze. His brain short-circuited, and words failed him completely. In a panic, he blurted, "I collect spoons." Silence. The room froze. "Like all kinds of spoons?" she asked, raising an eyebrow. Alex nodded furiously, sweat dripping down his forehead. He did not, in fact, collect spoons. He barely even liked spoons. But honesty at parties is highly overrated. Desperate to redeem himself, Alex decided to tell a joke he had practiced in the car. Halfway through, the punchline vanished like a magician's rabbit. He laughed anyway, a noise somewhere between a squeaky toy and a car horn. The room went silent, unsure whether to laugh, cry, or call animal control. By the end of the night, Alex had spilled drinks, invented a fake hobby, and performed a one-man comedy act that left half the room confused and the other half politely chuckling. Somehow, though, people were still laughing, or maybe they were just too polite to stop. As he stepped outside, sticky-handed and spoon-obsessed, he noticed a small, glittering envelope tucked under the welcome mat. Curiosity prickled at him. He picked it up and read the words scrawled in messy handwriting. "If you survive tonight, wait until you see what's next." Alex's heart skipped a beat. A new adventure was waiting, and somehow, he knew that whatever came next, it was going to be even stranger and far more chaotic than tonight.